I would like to present Travel My Way, the Travelport THack entry for THack at San Francisco. With Travel My Way, we were looking at what we believe is a problem in the current business model for travel agencies. We know that we see so many changes in the internet, and it's really easy now to go and book a flight or even hotel on a big OTA like Expedia. But beyond that, it is still pretty tough. If you want to do something special, you want to go on a safari, you want to go get hotel restaurants, restaurant reservations, you want to go diving or hiking or get a gîte, those things are still hard to do online. And small agencies are trying to just jump into that gap and position themselves as a boutique agency that can specialize in that particular area. And by doing so, personalize the experience for the traveler. And that then may get over the hump for a traveler to pay fees, because now the travel agency indeed does something that they can't do themselves. So what have we done? Our hack consists of two parts: a tablet application that uses a creative search based on social profiles to inspire the traveler and then allow the traveler to submit a request for bid. And the other end, the custom marketplace for specialist travel agencies to look at those requests for bids and submit a bid for the traveler. And as I just mentioned, social profile is involved in this. And you can't talk about social profile without talking about Facebook. So we did include Facebook. So here is a profile that we created. Joan, Joan likes to go diving, eating, scuba diving. She went to Boston University, but now lives in San Diego. And she has a brother that she's friends with here, James, on Facebook too. So let's start our app and look at how it works for real. So here's our app. As I said, our app was designed to be a tablet app. The first implementation is on Windows 8, the Windows 8 Marketplace application. It's not meant to be uniquely to that. It could be on a website, HTML5. It could be an iPad or Android device, but it's the implementation we did. So Facebook shows here. So let's go and do something with Facebook. When we get to a Facebook logon screen, allows us to authenticate. And then once we've authenticated, we can start to pull Joan's preferences and likes. So here we go. We have it. We have access to her Facebook account, and we can pick up her preferences. The other profile that we allow to use is the universal profile, the Travelport universal profile. The extensions in that would allow us to pull these things together automatically. We did not get a chance to do that, so we're going to pull that in manually. And here is her profile. And now, after we pulled in Joan's Facebook profile, this new thing showed up, suggested travel. So suggested travel uses her Facebook likes and interests to pare down all the travel opportunities that we can use. And so based on what we saw, scuba diving, skiing, scuba diving came from Aruba, restaurants and going out, but also she liked to visit monuments. So those are the four things we picked up from her Facebook profile, and that allows us to narrow it down. Then she can pick one of those and she can start exploring. So scuba diving was the destination of the day. And what we've done here is we've taken the GetGoGo API to find out where in the world we go scuba diving. So we've turned the thing around. Instead of saying I'm going to go to Belize. What can I do there? We're saying, I'd like to go diving. Where in the world can I do that? And at this level, we're showing it at country level. So each of those pins is a place, the center of the country where you can go scuba diving. So we're not going to go to Kansas, but there are things in the USA, obviously, where you can scuba dive. So we can look at Egypt, the Red Sea, and see things there. And once we zoomed in, there's more data that starts to appear. We see historical fares, historical rates for hotels at that place at the time that's marked here. If I change this month, the rates change. But also climate indications like temperature or precipitation and seasonality are marked in there. The locations came from Gecko, and the color is based on the Gecko reviews. So we can see the diving coming up. We see some descriptions, some reviews that people have done. So let's see, we don't want to go in July. I may want to go February. There's two of us that want to go. One thing I did not get to show you is there's a filter here that allows us to filter by any of these things. In this particular case, they're all the same, but places would show and hide if they're not there. So there's other place where I can show you that does happen. Let's go back to the map. And let's go to Mexico. And let's zoom in on Yucatan. And here we do see different prices. So I don't want to pay $300 a night. I'm going to say about mid 100s is where I like to stop. And I can pick location, say see that description again, and say, yeah, that all looks good. And I say go. Now when I hit go, we're preparing a request for bid form, where we've also picked up an airfare, an indicative airfare for that time around to that place. We're saying this is what I'm going to name my trip so I can find it back later. I want to see up to 5 bids. I'm going to give them a few days, and yeah, based on that $1,000, they should be able to come up with something in that range. So now I've requested that. That's showing in my travel requests. And so this is the one I just created. There's some other ones in here that have had bids from previous times, but the Zelha does not have bids yet. The next phase is the travel agent. The travel agent goes into their marketplace, they log in there, and then the marketplace would be set up by activity, by locale, so they would only see those bids that are really aimed at what they do well. And so here is the bid that she just submitted. So if I have a look at that, there are some details from where she's from, San Diego, that we pulled up from Facebook, where she's going, and what she wants to pay. So as a travel agent, I can now go and find transport, search a universal API, and get my private fares. And if appropriate, I can get Railback too. And then I can look at everything else I have. I may get the hotel from Travelport Universal API, or I may have a particular deal with a hotel there that I can only get by calling them. I may have a local operator there that can give me scuba trips, and she's interested in there. So I put it all together, and then we can put that in here. We're not going to make her pay that much. I'm going to stay below her $1,000. Then I submit that. The 5 bits we saw earlier, the idea behind this is that once those 5 bits have been placed by 5 different agencies, this would no longer show up on this screen here. So that agents have to be fairly fast to get in there, so you can get it back as soon as possible. So now if I look at the travel request and go back in there, and there it is. I can go look at that and see that somebody has bid. Here are the details that I just pasted in there. So that does the round trip from going to look to getting the bid back and looking it all into one place and reviewing it. So an obvious next step would be is do an accept and book from here. So next, what I wanted to show you is if somebody doesn't want to pull in their Facebook account or just wants to do something else. That's what we call standard travel, and there are a couple dozen options that we've pulled in where we can go to Gecko to Go to get that data. It follows a similar pattern to show you how that works. So with this, I want to say thank you for the time, and